This is a project for Predev regarding what my job is and everything in between it. Hello, classmates. My name is Ayumi Sato, and I am here to tell you what my chosen career path is. According to courses.com.ph, the Bachelor's of Arts in Literature, AB Lit, is a 4-degree program in the Philippines that will teach you about the different literatures of the world, their history, forms, structures, modes, techniques, and etc., and how you can use your knowledge to them to produce literary works or review existing ones. Etc., and how you can use your knowledge to them to produce literary works or review existing ones. One of the most notable courses is the creative writing course, but there are a few others like world literature, literary criticism, and foreign language electives. I wish to take a creative writing course because ever since I was young, I like imagining stories, but due to my lack of worldly experience outside of my immediate area, which is basically here in the Philippines outside of a few Hong Kong trips, I have a hard time to put it into words, which is why I want to try and improve what I can, like in prose, dialogue, and the famous show don't tell rule. However, in the Philippines is extremely hard, as only a handful of colleges have the course, and even then they can be extremely pricey, ranging from, according to the fine university websites I found, from 12,000 pesos to 12,000 pesos to 20,000 pesos, and that's just a master's degree, meaning that unless you want to study abroad, you have to pay a hefty sum to get into a college. Despite the hardships, there are many perks to it. First is the fact that your fellow classmates are fluent English speakers. Second are the many good opportunities you can get into, like journalism, literary writing, and even at the court writing documents. You can even host people from other countries thanks to your language fluency, as you're likely to be. The writing process isn't just write a bunch of words and submit/publish. There's an editor involved with grammar checking, a bunch of proofreading, and early readings by a test audience. This is to ensure that your story and writing of yours is consistent and of a decent quality. Unfortunately, not many people have done that, which makes for some less than great stories. Despite these mishaps, I often proofread my story to ensure that I at least make my story legible and understandable to my audience, as well as being open to criticisms and whatnot. Since my main goal is to be a story writer, my works are often fiction, but a fairly common advice I get is to also base some of my stories in realism and my experience. And what I meant by that is that basing characters after people I know in real life, as well as putting my visual library into words, which is basically my personal experiences in life. Having a visual library, like experiencing from different pieces of media or your own personal experience, will help you make a greater story and familiarize the characters to some of your readers, as well as make it easier for them and the author to understand them. My fear as now it's time for some internal factors. One of my main fears as a writer is receiving hate for my stories, because I want to make my stories as good as possible and be able to reach as many people as possible. But as I grow up, I realize that not everyone has to like my stories, since to them it's not for their taste for whatever reason. But despite this, I want to be able to at least make some people like my story and improve in the areas I am lacking. Not only that, I also have fears like, being unable to properly write a story without it being patronizing to the reader because, like holding their hand. So I often try to make it as professional as possible despite me not having. That is my life as a writer. I hope you guys enjoy what I have to say. Goodbye!